we have, as a part of Seva Parv Lok Kalyan Mela, we have fixed the targets for our ULBs for identification of beneficiaries, and we hope that we'll be able to saturate, because in the last phases we had almost saturated in the second and third tranche. In the first phase, there was a gap, so we will try to fill up all that gap this year. Sir, regarding SBM, sir, we were released, so we have started under SNH first, but we have started releasing the payments now from the last week. Our payments have started going to different executing agencies, and we hope we'll be able to come to for claiming the next transfer by next week. PMAY, sir, we have slow progress because beneficiaries eligibility somehow we are not able to get enough beneficiaries as per the targets which have been given to us. So as a part of Seva Parv, sir, we are trying to because land availability is an issue, land ownership is an issue in JNK. So we hope that we'll be able to get, otherwise we will the Government of India that our targets could be reduced, sir. That is it from our side, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, this is from Tamil Nadu, sir. Can I have a word, please?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Sir, from the housing department, sir, Karthikeyan spoke from the Mass department. Housing,
Right.
the reforms that we are undertaking, sir, that we'll be sending it by the deadlines the GOs are being issued. My question was pertaining to PMAY 1, sir. I wanted to know if projects extend beyond March 31st, 2026, is there any possibility of extension for funding of the remaining amount of those projects, sir?
As we have already communicated to all the states and UTs, if project had extended beyond the March, then we will not provide any funds, and the state government will provide funds from their resources.
Can they be transferred to PMAY 2?
No, ma'am, not possible.
See, most of the 24-25 projects which have been posed under PMAY 1, there's a gestation period of at least 18 to 24 months. So if there is any possibility, I'd request, either an extension by 6 months or so.
Thank you. We will let me look at it. But I think the position has been conveyed. We'll see if there's any possibility to re-examine that. Certainly, Usha. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Gujarat.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Nagarajan, State Mission Director, SBM. Our team is here. All the officers are present, ma'am. We have been following the conversations, and right now, when I have discussed, there are not much worries regarding SPURS or other schemes. You want to ask one?
Yes. Gautam sir, Bhavin here, sir. One PFMS query we have faced in PMAY 2.2 and 1 also, sir. इसमें bulky payment का sir option नहीं है in BLC vertical. So if it is sorted out, so that is good to DBT process.
By multi-payment, do you mean to multiple beneficiaries?
Yes. Separate account में पैसा डाल सकते हैं, but if it approve in larger number, जैसे कि 15,000, 20,000 को हम लोगों को पेमेंट देना है, तो option are not there in PFMS module. Also, one phase issue we are facing Aadhaar seeding. तो आधार का भी लुकअप तर स्टेट के पास नहीं है, एंड सेंट्रल सेइंग कि भाई आधार से ही डीबीटी करना है. सो आधार की गाइडलाइन के मुताबिक आधार हम देख ही नहीं पाएंगे, तो क्रॉस चेकिंग करना इट्स टू टॉप टू स्टेट.
That is a direction by the Cabinet Secretariat Office for DBT
Yes.
to Aadhaar seeding. So
Yes.
we have also taken up with that office if we can do some kind of a hand-holding and training for the state departments, even for us centrally, we've taken up with them.
Okay.
Regarding the bulk payment, पहले जब
Yes,
हम
sir.
लोग पेमेंट करते थे बल्क, तो पता नहीं चल पाता था कि किस बेनिफिशियरी को पैसा गया कि नहीं गया सेंट्रल से.
Yes.
इसलिए इंडिविजुअल पेमेंट का ही प्रोविजन इस बार किया गया है.
जी. Okay. Thank you, sir.
We can take Tripura, Principal Secretary Tripura. Can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I am Megha Jain. I am Director Urban Development Tripura. Secretary sir is in one of the CM sir's program, ma'am. So we have been there throughout the VC, ma'am. We have written down every instruction that have been given. With respect to deregulation reforms, Tripura has already completed all the PAs 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 22, ma'am. And these have been cleared by the cabinet. And with respect to SASCI guidelines, with respect to EODB reforms, we have already submitted our claim, and other reforms we have been in process, and we are doing that, ma'am. Ma'am, we had one concern that was regarding, which was already been discussed with respect to SNS Push. In ESWM fund, in the SNS Push, a lot of payment has been being done by our ULBs, urban local bodies, for remediation. But currently in SNS Push, there is no provision of reimbursing that fund. So we are stuck in that phase as to what has to be done. Thank you.
Currently, the SNS Push is designed for the releases part, not for the reimbursement. So as
Yes,
of now,
ma'am.
it is one-way flow, but this suggestion is noted. We'll discuss it with the design team.
Yes, ma'am. Earlier in the action plan, ma'am, in the SWM, we had said that the fund will be used for legacy remediation, ma'am. And either we would have to change the action plan or we would have to go for the reimbursement in the SNS push, ma'am. That was our query, ma'am.
We have a presentation on SNS Sparsh after this. So I think in that also few of your questions will be answered. Thanks for your feedback. Anyone from Haryana? Haryana? Any feedback or suggestions?
Sir, we have taken note of the guidance provided by Worthy Secretary, sir. And sir, two agenda items are related with which are being taken care of by Town and Country Planning Department in Haryana, mainly in the deregulation and partly of the special assistance scheme. And their officers are separately connected, sir, and we will coordinate with them, sir. We have taken note of the directions, and we will ensure their compliance also.
Thank you. Uttarakhand? Any suggestions or feedback from Uttarakhand?
Ma'am, I am audible. Am I audible? Yeah. Ma'am, I am Additional Secretary Urban Development, Uttarakhand. We have gone through the concept note as well as today's workshop, ma'am. Nothing more issues are, ma'am. We have uploaded baseline data on SASCI. We have challenges in urban challenge fund, sir, because of size of ULBs. Our size is too small to create bankable projects. So we are working for Dehradun and Haridwar town for them. So very soon we will upload these.
Thank you. Any of the states where principal secretaries are attending and I missed out? Or any state, remaining states, any suggestions?
Isha, can I come in?
Namaskar, ma'am. I'm Ravi Jain, Secretary, LSG, Rajasthan.
Yes, sir.
मैम ये जो प्रधानमंत्री स्वनिधि योजना है इसमें जो बैंक्स हैं उनके जो इंटरेस्ट की जो दर है वो एक सी होनी चाहिए. एक्चुअली कई बैंक कोई 14% में देता है, कोई 11 में, कोई 12 में. अपने को सरकार से तो 7% में मिल रहा है, लेकिन वो बैंक्स अलग अलग लेते हैं. तो कुछ उनको इंस्ट्रक्शंस इस तरह के हो कि एटलीस्ट पीएम स्वनिधि में इंटरेस्ट की रेट सेम हो, जिससे कि सबको एक ही रेट का इंटरेस्ट देना पड़े. प्लस ये जो लाभार्थी इनको भी बार बार. हाँ, हेलो. मेरे 2-3 इश्यूज थे, बस मैं आपको एक बार बता देता हूँ. एक तो लाभार्थियों को बार बार भी बुलाया जा रहा है बैंक्स में, और बहुत ही छोटा लोन है ये, तो उनको ये इंस्ट्रक्ट जरूर हो कि एक बार बुला लें, वो सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स दे दें जो भी उनको बताते हैं, उसके बाद लास्ट टाइम डिसबर्समेंट से पहले बुला लें. और तीसरा मैम, जो ये ऋण दिया, जिनको 700 लोगों को ऐसे ऋण दिया है, जिनको पोर्टल पे तो चढ़ा दिया लेकिन उनको ऋण दिया नहीं अभी तक, जो लास्ट वाला 50,000 वाला जो लोन है वो अभी तक उनको दिया नहीं, बट हैज बीन पुट ऑन द पोर्टल। तो हम अभी सफलता की कहानी करके बना रहे थे, प्राइम मिनिस्टर सर की विजिट है राजस्थान में, तो तब हमको पता चला कि इन लोगों की लिस्ट में कि उनको अभी तक लोन नहीं मिला है, लेकिन दैट हैज बीन पुट ऑन द पोर्टल। तो बैंक्स को थोड़े स्ट्रिक्ट निर्देश अपने यहाँ से हो जाए तो अच्छा रहेगा।
वैसे सर अभी थर्ड वाला पोर्टल वाला वो सर हमें 2 दिन पहले मिल गया है, और उसकी हम अपनी भी यहाँ पर इंक्वायरी कर रहे हैं विद द डीएफएस एंड द बैंक्स कि ऐसा पर्टिकुलर इस केस में ऐसा कैसे हुआ सर। So that is in our knowledge, sir. We would be processing, and I'll get back to you on this.
Sir, we have received the instructions to organize the Angikar campaign, and in that, sir, we have roped in all our banking partners through the SLBC, the state level bankers committee, and we are.
And the जहां पर हमारा ये मेला हो रहा है, we can जहां तक possible हो, we can also converge with the Swanidhi wala sa thing wherever it is possible. Thank you. Any other state that I've left out? Any suggestions?
No, madam. From UP Special Secretary Urban Development. एक मैडम यूपी में जैसे स्वनिधि में फर्स्ट स्टेज पे लोन लिया, सेकंड पे लिया, थर्ड पे लिया, एवरी टाइम डॉक्यूमेंटेशन करने के लिए उसको आना होता है। डॉक्यूमेंटेशन में हर स्टेज का डॉक्यूमेंटेशन करना पड़ता है। तो ये एक प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम आती है कि 10,000 का लोन लिया, फिर 20 का लिया, उसमें भी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, फिर थर्ड स्टेज में लिया, फिर डॉक्यूमेंटेशन। तो कई बार जो इनको लोन लेना होता है उसने कहते हैं कि अब हम नहीं जाएंगे, बार बार डॉक्यूमेंटेशन में समय लगता है। ये एक बड़ी प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम आती है, इसको आपके सामने रखना चाह रहा हूँ। अदर देन दैट बाकी नेशनल अर्बन एनक्लेव के लिए जो डायरेक्शन है वी विल फॉलो इट। शासकीय में यूपी गवर्नमेंट ने लगभग 2400 करोड़ के प्रोजेक्ट को क्लेम हम लोग कर रहे हैं, तो वी आर इन लाइन। और यूपी ने स्पेशली टाउन प्लानिंग डिपार्टमेंट ने अपने नए बिल्डिंग बाईलॉज जुलाई 2025 में कैबिनेट से किया है, और ये काफी जनता के हिसाब से है, तो इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। एक यूपी ने अच्छा स्टेप लिया है मैम, मैं शेयर करना चाहूंगा। वैसे ही स्टेट सेक्टर की स्कीम है, इसमें स्पॉन्ज सिटी का कॉन्सेप्ट आप लोगों ने दिया है। यूपी ने 17 म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन में एक अर्बन फ्लडिंग का एक स्कीम लॉन्च किया है। उसके फर्स्ट पार्ट में हम लोगों ने हर सिटी का एक यूनिफाइड अर्बन ड्रेनेज मैनेजमेंट प्लान फॉलोड बाय द प्रोजेक्ट फॉर द एंटायर सिटी, इसको हम लोगों ने इम्प्लीमेंट किया है। ये इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द स्पॉन्ज सिटी। तो ये यूपी ने यद्यपि ये स्कीम स्टेट सेक्टर से शुरू किया है, बट इसमें भी हम कन्वर्जेंस में लेंगे फ्रॉम अर्बन चैलेंज फंड से।
Thank you. Yes, any other state, any suggestions?
Isha, can I come in? This is Jiten.
Isha, can I come in from Bihar?
Yes, sir, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Sir, we have already taken decisions on deregulation and SASKI, sir, and we have moved our cabinet notes. They are at the consideration at the highest level, and we hope to get them clear pretty soon. The only catch is that our state is going to go for elections within next 15 days, so a little bit of hiccup maybe on that side. So we look forward for the urban conclave and the regional conference. It's a very good concept, and we would like to do our bit for this. Small suggestion on urban challenge fund, sir, because it's going to now be a long haul for all the different states and ULB, sir. Maybe we can have a half-day conference for urban challenge fund, so that we can understand it a bit more. What sorts of projects get taken up, and the different funding patterns that we can utilize for making it successful.
Isha, can I come in? Isha, Jiten from Sikkim.
Sir. Yes, sir, please.
Can you hear me?
Sir, we can hear you.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, we have taken note of most of the questions done in the presentation, though I joined late because of the messaging program. Sir, just one point, sir, because most of the points we are complied with the MOVA's direction. Sir, under cities component for SRS first, we have not received the PD's approval till now. So that can be expedited because that is a part of the reform under finance also. So that can be taken care of. We'll submit a proposal to finance ministry also.
थैंक यू सर। और विद स्कीम सर, कौन सी स्कीम में अभी आपको पीडी अप्रूवल नहीं मिला है?
Cities.
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू। एनी अदर स्टेट, एनी फीडबैक?
Good afternoon, sir. Meghalaya. Good afternoon, sir. So in respect of SASCI, we had a problem with regard to submission of the baseline data. The problem is the portal does not accept blank columns. For example, they are not taking 0 on nil as data. For a small hilly state like Meghalaya, we obviously do not have the data to fill in the respective columns as we are yet to undertake the reforms. So we can suggest a way out for Meghalaya so that the baseline data is accepted.
We lost you. We can't hear you.
Hello, ma'am, can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. Maybe you can switch off. Connection feels a little bad. We could hear you partially, but then we lost you in between.
Okay, once again, ma'am, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Ma'am, we have an issue regarding submission of baseline data. This is with regards to SASCI. The problem is the portal does not accept blank columns. For example, it does not accept 0 or nil as data. Now, for a small hilly state like Meghalaya, we do not really have the data to fill in these columns as yet because we are yet to undertake the reforms. So, if we can suggest a way out, ma'am.
Yeah, we will help you out. There must be some issue. 0 is taken, but I think there must be some issue which we will solve.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other state? Otherwise, I would request if any banks or DPs want to pitch in and share something about the new Swanidhi scheme. Any you've heard various states, so is there something you would want to add? Any of the banks?
Right, Kumar CGM. Can you hear me?
Yeah. The last, so can we get the last person? So, yeah, who is this? Bank of India.
Yeah, Bank of Baroda, madam. Madhur Kumar CGM.
बताइए.
Madam, this regarding two things, which is one is Loan Kalyan Mela. We have already issued circulars to Zonal Office, and Rajasthan, Gujarat, and UP, we are SLBC convener. So necessary guidelines can be issued from corporate office. And number two, madam, I've seen that pending sanctions and pending disbursements around 30,000 applications. So we are hopeful to create at least 50% by during this Kalyan Mela. Second, madam, the approval part is concerned about PM Sonidhi restructure scheme. This is already done. In fact, this has gone by circulation for CPC. And third important point, I think Mr. Sanjay Dubey raised issue about the Bank of Baroda charging high rate in MP. So I have just checked up with my general manager MP. There's no rate of interest high being charged. If any specific customers or client or beneficiary, I would like him to submit to the information to us so that we can take a necessary correction. That is from my end, ma'am. Over to you.
So if no other bank has anything to say, we can go to the next agenda. That is on Angika.
Gautam ji.
Hello, good afternoon all. Archana here, Archana from ICICI Bank. Madam, the invite that we received was from 12:30 onwards. And the time we joined in, I think the presentation was already been done, and we are yet to see the presentation.
But we'll share it with you, and as such with banks already. Last week we've had presentation with all the banks, but we'll share it with you all if you missed it.
Sure,
Thank
please.
you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. Mahua has launched a campaign in the name of Angikar on 4th of December. The campaign period is 2 months, September and October. Next. Under the campaign, we will complete the around 20 lakh houses, fast track the completion of houses, and we will facilitate states and UTs will facilitate the beneficiaries to provide the loans and benefits of CRGF and provide benefits of PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana to PMAY beneficiaries. And we will also interact with the beneficiaries and states and UTs through ULBs. It interacts with the beneficiaries and share their experiences under PMAYU. And graph base will be organized by the states and UTs. And Housing Month, October and September will be celebrated. Under PMAY 2.0, we have developed a unified web portal under which all the applications are being received or the beneficiaries are applying their request for houses. So there is a need to create a awareness about the PMAY 2.0 and housing. There is a need to reach out to the vulnerable sections of the society and a special focus group, including PMAY Swanidhi beneficiaries. And states and UTs will also verify the applications which are applied by the beneficiaries through the unified web portal and create the projects. And ULVs will also facilitate home loans through the bank linkages. District administrations and Nagar Nigam level will also facilitate under these Angikar campaign. Under the Angikar campaign, PM Awas, Villa Seri are being organized in 2 phases. First phase is from 17th to 27th September, and second phase will be from 15th to 31st October. And this one-time event will be organized at district level in all across the country. Under this Awas Mela, loan melas will be organized. PM Surya Ghar Mufti Bijli Yojana camps will be organized, and camps for other schemes such as health camps. Other camps may also be organized. Dedicated camps for a special focus group of such as beneficiaries from PM Swanidhi or some Safai Karamchari, Anganwadi workers, people living in slum and chawls, and states and also can show the journey of 10 years through short films, and engagement of activities such as competitions or painting competitions can be organized in the melas in these very Awas melas. Next. This time we have given the main focus on PM Swanidhi. So focus group under PMAY 2.0 will be from PMAY beneficiaries from Swanidhi only. So there is a need to create awareness about the PMAY 2.0 to PMAY PM Swanidhi beneficiaries in Angikar campaign. PMAYU representatives to identify PM Swanidhi beneficiaries and door-to-door campaign. And PM Swanidhi camps to be organized during the PM Awas Mela Seri. Additionally, PM Swanidhi camps during the Awas months may also be organized. Next. These are the other focus groups such as Anganwadi workers, building and other construction workers, Safai Karamcharis, and people living in slum stalls. The beneficiaries from these focus groups may be taken during the selection of eligible beneficiaries of PMAY 2.0. So there we would like to request all the states and UTs, please campaign during the 2 months and issue the necessary direction to all states and UTs, to all ULVs to make it successful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request Sophia ma'am to share a presentation on SNS first.
Go back a little. One more. Yeah. Next. Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, SNA Sparsh, as all of us understand, is a just-in-time mechanism of releases, wherein when an agency of the state government, whether it is ULB or any other agency which is implementing the scheme, is ready to make payment at its end, it can raise the bill for the same, and that comes to us here in the Government of India. And here, once the program division approves that and puts in the central component, then the state component is also added to it, and it is sent to RBI, from where the payment is made to the agency. So basically, three entities are engaging in a real-time basis on an online mode. The PFMS for Government of India, the state IFMISs, which the states have actually developed for the purpose of SNA Sparsh, and the RBI. So this is how the mechanism works, which most of us are already aware of. There are different steps to be covered when a state comes, when a state is onboarded. There are different state level schemes. Everyone is aware of that. But at times there are some problems faced, whether it is to do with the design or a general integration issue. And we have a team here. And I always communicate with the state nodal people also. And everyone is free to contact me. Their teams can contact me. Next, please. Here, as per the Ministry of Finance directives, 10 schemes of MoHUA for 31 states have to be onboarded. We started with 3 schemes in 2024, and more schemes have been added, as you can see in the top bullet of the presentation. So we are still with Amrut, PMAY and SBM, and the PMAY 2 is also onboarded. The other schemes for Cities 2 and PM E-Bus Seva, we are in discussion with the program divisions. And as and when the other schemes take off from the ministry end, then they will also be onboarded. The primary issue here is that where mother sanctions have been created and expenditure has not happened from the state end, that needs to be paced up, because as of now, all the key and the big schemes of MoHUA are on SNA Sparsh. And slower expenditure on SNA Sparsh means that slower utilization of the budgetary allocation at MoHUA and at the state ends. And the other issue that we want to highlight is, and this was also asked by one of the states, the SNA balances. Before the SNA Sparsh model, we were operating on the SNA balance model, wherein the funds would be placed in one account linked to the scheme, and from there payments were made. Since we started SNA Sparsh, the states were supposed to put back the SNA balance in Consolidated Fund of India when SNAs first started. But there's still a lot of balances left with the state, so it is requested that they may be put back. For there also, the modality is existing on PFMN, and if any state team has any issue, we can handhold them for that also. Next. One more. This is the summary of where we are in terms of the mother sanctions and expenditure till date. For these 3 schemes, as you can see, 13,238.66 crores. That mother sanction worth this amount has been given for the 3 schemes, but the expenditure till date is only 3940.58 crores. This comes out to 30% of the mother sanction. But if we look at the budgetary allocations for these 3 schemes, they actually work out to about 38,300 crores. So if we compare the expenditure till date as compared to the budgetary allocation, it is only 10%. Whereas after 5 months of this financial year, we should have covered 40%. So we are quite behind in terms of expenditure. And in the month of October and November, the revised estimate discussions start in Ministry of Finance, and low expenditure at our end always has a danger of our allocations getting downward revision. So that is the request to all the states, and I'll just show the state-wise status in the next slide, sir. Next, please. You can see for all the states, most states are aware of this status also. And on a daily basis, my team shares the status with the respective program divisions as well. You can see on the screen, there are a lot of reds in the expenditure portion. So whichever state has utilized less than 50% of the mother sanction, that is what we have put in red here. And there are some states where actually even mother sanction has not been generated. So that needs to be taken care of as well. And there are certain states which have been doing well. So mother sanction is generated and they have already almost utilized their mother sanctions. So I would just like to point out Assam for Amrut. Then we have Haryana for Amrut. Karnataka also is doing well. Next slide, please. Similarly, here Odisha has also almost utilized its mother sanction for Amrut and Tripura. So for the balance two schemes, the utilization is also low, and the number of states where the mother sanction has not been generated are also large in number. So that is something that we need to address. And there were some suggestions which came before this presentation, which are as of now outside the design scope of PFMS, but I have noted them down and will be discussing with the PFMS central team, which comes under Ministry of Finance, especially with respect to some issues such as flexibility in the funding of SLS. In fact, I just want to share that initially that flexibility used to be there, but a request was made to not have that at a central level. So we'll be discussing that again and the DBT portion. Thank you.
Namaste, ma'am. Sir, namaste. Sanket here. Want to say something?
Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah, go ahead, Sanket.
Sir, actually, we got a revised mother sanction. We had requested on 11th of August, but that is not reflecting on the portal. So I request the IT team to just get it reflect. You have given me a revised mother sanction as requested, category wise, but that 350 crores is not getting reflected on the portal, and that's why the issue.
Which scheme is this for?
Amrut 2.
As of now, I have 458 crores of mother sanction. Do you mean it is actually 758 or 800?
This is
the SLS within that.
SNS purse is within. You have already given me a sanction, mother sanction. So requested to revise it within the category. And
Understood.
you have also given me an order. Just portal can reflect. Your order is not getting reflected on the portal. Sir, we had also problem with the Pradhan Mantri Awas portal with the geo-tagging last month when we did the Pradhan Mantri Awas. There, it will be helpful. Expedite. The
Now
11th.
that is working. The geotagging app is working now.
Now it's working, sir. But now talking about Amrut 2, if there is instruction to immediately revise the mother sanction on the portal, it will be easy for us to immediately disperse the bills.
Okay, this is noted.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other state, any point? Otherwise, we can move to the next presentation on Swachh Bharat Mission. I would request Rupa Mishra ma'am, JSSBM, to kindly share the presentation and present on BSBM. This action point.
Future.
This is.
Don't use this mic. There's a mic there.
We are on Akashvani. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'll pick up from where CCA Madam left it. The last slide, which indicated the expenditure, the mother sanction, the financial absorption overall of Swachh Bharat mission. So we are already in the 4th year of the mission, and I will like to highlight that the financial absorption as we stand here today is a matter of serious concern. We haven't been able to even utilize 1/3 of the budget that has been given to us, as against 28,752 crores of central share approval. Till now, the claim by the states is 6,860 crores only.
There are even today many states that continue to do their financial booking from PFMS and are yet to shift entirely to SNS Sparsh, which is not permissible. We request everyone to please kindly have a look as to the immediate stopping of transactions on the PFMS and adopt the SNA immediately. And for this, the immediate requirement also would be, unless our tenders are complete and unless the work has started on ground, bills cannot be paid. Obviously, the financials also will reflect that. My request is, as a follow-up to the detailed meeting that was taken up, chaired by the Honorable Union Minister, Housing and Urban Affairs on the 17th of July, which was attended by most of the state ministers and the principal secretaries were also present. I request you that let us try to see that by October, latest 100% tenders are in place and work orders are given. Thereafter, it will be important that we focus our attention towards project implementation. For that, a very powerful tool is the GMIS. It is important that every single project is done on ground, is mapped on GMIS. I request principal secretaries to kindly take a review of this. Even today, there are still many projects that are not reflected on the GMIS. Every week, we put on the WhatsApp group of SBM India the status of the uploading of these projects. So this will help you review each project, their status and completion. Thereafter, the three other points which will be important is how do we improve the door-to-door collection, which is the fundamental work that starts the entire value chain, the entire scientific waste processing and remediation of legacy dump sites. Next slide. I will try to cover each one of this one by one. On the planning aspect, there are very few states, just about 15% of the kitty remains to be approved. I will request all those states that are still having some buffer left to be sending their proposals to us so that by 2nd of October, when we have just one more year for completion of SBM, 100% plan approval should be done. And of course, with that, uploading of the projects on the GMIS. A very important part of planning is appropriate land selection, which many a times is an issue for waste management projects because of community resistance for such projects. Therefore, I request that wherever the vehicles can move easily, wherever we are clearing our dump sites and land is made free, we would request that land is selected. Even for the biogas projects, it is very important that the gas pipeline layout is also kept in consideration at the time of the land selection, because the moment we move towards cascading and we don't have a gas pipeline connection, it will increase the capex cost of the projects. Once these projects are already there, it is very important that the projects are functional and not just redundant structures. Even today, there are many projects where waste of the appropriate quantity and quality is not reaching. As a result, even during survection, when the projects are termed as dysfunctional, states many a time raise concerns. And this is primarily for the reason that throughout the year, the required quantity of waste is not reaching the sites. And for that, we need to see the entire chain with the collection and transportation. The fourth important point, as Secretary was mentioning in the last meeting, is let us identify the problems and try to address them rather than just do a superficial work for the purpose of some scoring. For example, if there is a garbage vulnerable point, we don't just send the collection vehicle or the cleaning staff to clean it today, because tomorrow, once again, the GVP will come back. So we need to address the main root issue. Was there a secondary bin there? Have we removed the secondary bin in our pursuit to become a bin-free city?
What is the timing of transport vehicle reaching that spot? Who are the people who are throwing garbage there, and why are they throwing it at that point of time? Is there no door-to-door collection happening? So we need to address these issues so that we are actually addressing the root cause. And this is a fundamental work that we also request states to take up during the Sahi Seva campaign, which will be rolled out in the next 48 hours. Next. Now, door-to-door collection, which I've been emphasizing again and again, appropriate fleet for collection, narrow roads, slums. Many areas are such where people come and put garbage at a particular point from where the vehicles collect it. In those places, we need to see what is the timing of collection, what is the frequency of collection, etc. And all these parameters get reflected very clearly in the Swachh Sarvekshan. In Swachh Sarvekshan, all 95,000 wards sampling is done. It is not a sampling in terms of a certain percentage. You have the score sheet and the analysis of every single ward of your ULB. I request that the same may be seen and we accordingly see how we can tie up and improve our door-to-door collection. Also adequacy of vehicles and manpower with focus on the difficult areas. The ICCCs which are there in the 100 smart cities and other forms of monitoring which are there, they be used for the rigorous monitoring. And there are many cities that are now moving to a KPI based on tipping fee instead of on KPIs instead of only tonnage. These cities are showing remarkable improvement in their overall collection and transportation, including segregation. We request that states may look at different varieties of modeling of tendering instead of just the tonnage basis of payment, because many a times that leads to various anomalies. Next. For processing, most of the projects are approved. It is very important that for organic composting, we are not just digging up pits, but designing proper windrow composting. The states are requested to first make a plan as to on which date for each ULB and for the state as a whole, the wet waste will mandatorily stop going into landfills. That is our first benchmark that we have to put for ourselves, and that backwards planning is important. All the temples, spiritual places, high footfall places, BWGs, urban diaries, etc. How do we have points of collection for those? Because these are rich sources of organic waste. The next point is very important. This is a national agenda. We request that all the biogas projects commence their operations by 26th January. Some states are on time, some projects are on time, the others are going a little late. For those who are going late, we request that at least work on the projects must begin before 26th January, if not commencement of the production. And we've already sent letter from the ministry to award work on nomination basis to OGMCs. Regional cluster planning for biogas plant or waste to electricity plant is very much encouraged. The detailed draft advisory, which was issued by the ministry on 17th of July, has details of design, costing, layout, manpower, technology, etc. for the CBG plants. We request states to please refer this advisory. And if you need specialized trainings for that, we will be happy to support by sending teams for the same. Next. For dry waste management, the target is one city, one MRF at least, integrating the informal sector to that. Most of us have informal sector handling the recyclables, but for the non-recyclables, we end up sending to the nearest cement plant. For this, it is very important to tie up with MORTH because MORTH is taking a large amount of inert and RDF inert into their national highway construction. We request states, they can also consider having a similar kind of a tendering policy for utilization in the state highways and other state roads, which will lead to early evacuation of the inert. And we strongly encourage that for larger cities and even for
one state, at least one waste to electricity plant on a regional basis could be planned. We've had a detailed meeting with MOP, and very soon we are coming up with standard bidding guidelines for waste to electricity plants as well. Next. Next, please. This is another very, very important point and a key target area in the forthcoming Swachhta Hi Seva Pakhwada. The important agenda is we stop fresh waste from entering dump sites, and also at the same time we will remediate the existing dump sites. As we discuss here today, we have around 10 crore metric ton of waste lying in different dump sites of India. But important is this 10 crores is not a static number, because fresh waste is also entering these sites, which means our fresh waste processing plants have to be set up at the earliest so that we choke fresh waste from entering the dump site, and we're also clearing the old dump sites. Now, all these dump sites have been pushed into the Swachhta Hi Seva portal, sir, and they're getting reflected today as cleanliness target units as per the direction of the Honorable Minister. We request that a date for clearing of each of these high-intensity cleanliness target units may also be mapped and be moved backwards. And the direction is very, very clear. Every single dump site has to be cleared by 1st October 2026. There may be 4 or 5 mega cities in which it is a daunting task. Nonetheless, let us at least start the work. But for the other ones, which are much smaller in terms of the waste which is there, we request that 1st October 2026 target may be adhered to. Next. For C&D, it's extremely important. There's a completely recyclable unit of waste. So designated waste collection points at different points of in the places of the city, so that the waste can go to the plants, and also the established norms for usage of recycled materials. There are already existing CPWD norms on the usage of C&D waste. We request states also to adopt the same for the PWDs and other construction, of using about 20% recycled material in government and redevelopment works, and also the new private building using at least 10% recycled C&D materials. So we are currently working on a portal provision wherein the C&D waste as well as the C&D material repurposed products will be available at different sites that will be visible to everybody, so that it can be taken off by anybody who is into the construction work. Next. And this is the final point which I would like to emphasize. At the end of it, what are we trying to do? These are not projects in isolation. We're trying to create a circularity model by which we will achieve 5-6 things. Number one, we stop sending waste into dumping sites and we clear the dump sites. Second, we are processing our waste and creating wealth out of it. Number three, we are creating avenues of employment. Number four, it's a direct impact vis-a-vis the methane emission that goes into climate. Number five is our cities not just look cleaner, but they're actually cleaner. And then the last and most important is a direct impact on health, hygiene, and well-being of citizens. So given that, the model is circularity. And if you analyze the projects that all of you are doing, it's actually creating a circular city where your organic waste is going into, let us say, a gas or a compost. The construction and demolition waste are going into pavers, blocks, etc. The non-recyclable waste is going into, again, RDF for the purpose of energy. The used water could be used for secondary or tertiary purposes, even if it is for the urban local body itself. The plastic waste could go into making, again, plastic bags, which can be used for hazardous waste or granules or pellets. So every city needs to have its own circular roadmap, wherein the entire organic waste, the entire waste being generated is in situ handled there. So we urge all states to have the master plan of circularity for the state. And also, every single city could adopt it within their own little area. And with that, the last point is, sir, in 1 hour from now, the Honorable Ministers of Housing and Urban Affairs and Jal Shakti will be chairing the curtain raiser press briefing for Swachhta Hi Seva Pakhwada, which is to roll out on the 17th. The states have already done incredible work. So we already have over 2.5 lakh CTUs that have been mapped on the portal. And the good thing is many of the urban local bodies this time have taken up the challenge, and they have taken up high intensity CTUs and not just the road cleaning and the usual painting and decoration. So we hope that we will see some really impactful work happening in the next fortnight. Wishing all the cities very best. We have also sent the YouTube link, and we also request everybody to join live the press conference, which is scheduled to begin at 3 o'clock. Thank you.
The processing hubs we are talking
We are also, you can remove this. We are also conceptualizing the concept of a recycling hub to be set up in cluster mode. It could be put up in, let's say, a Delhi NCR northern area. We could think of another one in possibly the south or a western side, where just like industrial estates or special economic zones, we incentivize and set up in a geographical patch various processing and recycling units as a priority, giving various concessions and expeditious approvals so that we create a direct industry level linkage of processing of the waste being generated in the city into the recyclers. Usually, the waste processing is one area which is considered, which is taken with a bit of a caution for various reasons, both for credit lending as well as allocation of land. So we urge states that if you are up to it, we are ready to take up on a challenge mode 2 pilots in 2 clusters and set up a Swachh Bharat recycling hub. And if this works well, then we could take up as a bigger agenda in SBM 3.0. Thank you.
Thank you, Rupa, and thank you, colleagues, for having patiently participated in this very important exercise. Before I conclude, I wanted to amplify some of the messages that came out, particularly from Rupaji's presentation. Friends, I would like to invite your attention to the possibility of how we can redesign some of our, not some, in fact, all of our processes. Particularly, we started with talking about deregulation, building new methodologies, etc. Imagine the possibility if we were to, in the process of redesigning the development control norms, redesigning the building control norms, if we were to bring in the concepts of net zero, then we are really talking about avoiding carrying out material and resource outside of that particular impact. So it requires us to be, I think, very creative, and this is the opportunity for all of us to revisualize how should the shape of urbanization happen, because we have spoken about transit-orientedness, not merely around transportation corridors, but the infrastructure corridors that are being built. Whether it is industrial infrastructure corridor, whether it is this infrastructure that is being laid through Amrut, through the PM Awas, etc., and also bringing in these concepts of circularity so that we are able to look at more environmentally friendly, more climate friendly, but much more sustainable habitation for our country, which will make us in the long run much more happier and a healthy nation to live in. In addition to that, I also invite your participation in the formulation of the Swachh Bharat 3.0 that we have to start designing. As soon as we cross the 2nd of October, we all will be thinking, okay, what will be the shape of the next mission? What will be the principles that will drive it? How will we achieve all these targets? Of course, the 12-month target is there before us. But beyond that, how are we going to visualize the future shape of our society and and our urban ecosystem. So in that, many of the concepts that were discussed today, ranging from regulation to alignment of infrastructure, and most importantly, the point that was raised by Adila from Kerala is about behavior and behavioral change. Unless we start now looking at the softer side, infrastructure, capital investments can only do that much. We have to bring about the behavioral change. And last year, as many of us are aware, even the Swachh Bharat has undergone in terms of its core principles. It is now about Sanskar, Swachhata, and Swabhav Swachhata. So I think in other aspects of urban living also, urbanization also, we have to bring in the appreciation and understanding of behavioral impacts. In this sense, since we have the director of NIUA present in this meeting, I will request her to start looking at the possibility of building in very strongly behavioral science into the NIUA activities. There should be a center, because how do we enable the livelihood providers, livelihood seekers, service providers, service seekers, and this large complex of urban living to start functioning in a manner that we are very sensitive to each other and sensible to each other's requirements. So I think these are some large that have come from today's conference. Must also compliment SP Singh, Mr. Isha, and the entire team for having not only started on time but concluding on time. One of those rare meetings where we have said we'll start at 11 and close at 2. So once again, thank you very much for your patience, for your participation, and on our part, we will do everything in our power to respond to your requirements. And we will also try and figure out if you have some suggestions, do tell us. I found that during half a day, there was a lot of useful conversation that has happened. It is very difficult for us to have it across the entire sector. Can we, in some manner, institutionalize this format also? Let us think about doing that. So going forward, once again, invite you to a wholehearted and wholesome participation in the Swachh Bharat campaign that is going to be launched the on the day after tomorrow, from 17th of September. It is going to be a very, very high impact and high visible activity that all of us are going to participate in. So I wish you all success. Thank you very much.
ఎందుకు ఆన్ చేసి వచ్చినాము వేసి రికార్డ్ అవుతుంది స్టార్ట్ అవ్వకుండా రికార్డ్ చేస్తారు నాలుగు నిమిషాలే 4 నిమిషాలు 4 నిమిషాలు यार हो गया है चल भाई आगे का वंश में होगा